vertically and horizontally. This is something new that YouTube just put together. I like it. I think it's so cool. So today we are going to briefly talk, and I don't have my, let me take this off. I got my phone, it's detachable now. So let's talk about the new Trump sanction that is going to help free up homes for first-time home buyers. Someone asked me how I felt about that, and I just felt it was time and necessary that I express my views. So as a realtor, when I am out showing property, one of the struggles is always trying to find a house, number one, that the buyer can afford. Number two, finding one that does that is already ready to go, because a lot of times first time home buyers, they want homes that they can move into, don't have to do a lot of work to. And then they also want to be able to, for it to be affordable. And a lot of times back in the day, we had a lot of bidding wars. I would say between 2020 and 2022, we had a lot of bidding wars for property that were pushing first-time homebuyers out of the market. Now, how did this hurt the market as a realtor? Basically, the inventory we had was low. We had people that couldn't necessarily afford the houses because they were in bidding wars. My personal viewpoint of this administration changing it to make investment companies, large institutional investors, from buying more single family homes, I personally think it's a good thing. And I think it's a good thing because it will enable buyers to get back out there on the playing field and purchase property like they once did before. Now, I work with investors. That's primarily my audience. My audience that I work with, that I assist with buying homes, they are investors. Now, we have a lot of people that can't afford homes, especially in today's economy, especially in today's market. Rates are kind of low right now. They're like under 5%, I think, for a 30-year loan. And if you are getting like an FHA loan and things of that sort, you can get some really great deals. But the key factor is that people have to be able to afford homes. So if he is instituting a ban with large institutional investors, what's going to happen is a lot of houses are going to sit on the market if people cannot qualify to purchase a home. And then that will be a problem. What we will start to see is our homes, either sitting longer on the market or people unfortunately going into foreclosure. And so there are some good things about it, and then there are bad things. And so, as with anything, you have to weigh the options. You have to see what's good for you as a first-time home buyer. Now, I am really convinced right now, if you are a first-time home buyer and you don't have a liquid of cash, if you are working paycheck to paycheck, if you are struggling, and if you don't know if your job is going to be available tomorrow, now is not a good time. No matter if the rates are low or not, now is not a good time to purchase a home. However, if you feel like your job is stable and that you're going to consistently have, the job is going to be around, then it may be a good time for you, because it is a good time to buy real estate. And I'm always say that it's always a good time to buy real estate, regardless. What's going on right now literally will not fix anything, but it could level the playing field, as I stated to you earlier, with home buyers buying. We're going to see inflation, as I just mentioned to you too, with people. Rates are going to go up. Big investors, they always buy in bulk anyway. Most of the investors I work with, they typically buy one or two single family homes, and then they rent it to people that couldn't necessarily afford to buy a home. So affordable housing is what we work with majority. But I do think that it will allow prices to stabilize if he is to put the ban in place, and prices won't go so high. Like, for example, as I mentioned, when we were doing the bidding wars, a simple house would be, and it was good for the sellers, but not necessarily good for the buyers. A house that was $100,000 would end up going to about 150,000. 180. I've even seen go up to 200,000. Now, me personally, I wouldn't be paying that much for no house, but appraisals were coming in at that way as well, because what we saw was the market was shifting them that way with the big investors buying them, and it really kind of put a monopoly on things, and as I mentioned, kind of shut the other people that were buying out. And so what you're going to see is, if that does happen, it's going to slow the price of inflation to level homes out. And then the key thing here, more homes will stay owner occupied. Now, as a realtor, I truly believe first-time home ownership is a valuable way to start to build wealth. And with the shift, if he forces investors to stop doing that, you will have more people able. But again, like I said, they got to be able to afford it. If the income isn't there, the rates are not there for them to be able to afford the mortgage payment, it's not gonna work. And so we have to be mindful that even though it sounds good, it could be too good to be true, especially over the long term. And it depends on the long term. If you're staying in your house anywhere 5 years and above, I think that's an excellent time to buy a house. 5 years and above is an excellent time to purchase a home. And then with the shift from the bigger investors, that kind of takes away from the cash. Big investors always come with cash. They don't come with loans like first-time home buyers, or they even don't even come with loans like the small-time investors. They come with cash, and they come to bid high and play sometimes unfair. And so it's very important that we moderate what's going on, just to kind of stay in tune, that it doesn't shift the market where people are literally houses are sitting longer. And I'm speaking from a seller's realtor. If houses are sitting longer, again, that messes with the economy, and it also pushes certain people out. And so that literally is my take on it. I do believe it is a good idea. I do believe that it can possibly help the economy move a little further. And I also believe that it can give first-time home buyers the ability to build their dream and earn their dream by making more homes available in their price range. We won't have to have these bidding wars. I mean, it literally got really, really crazy at some point. And so I am licensed in Georgia. I'm also licensed in Missouri. If you are interested in purchasing a home, no matter if it's investment, or if you're a first-time home buyer, or if you want to sell your home, we can assist you with that at Triad Realty Group. We come with over 30 years experience. We're always available for an open ear to be able to assist you, to answer any questions that you may have. We also have a pool of companies that we work with that we can refer you to as well, to help you get a loan in that regard. So we also help with people to start. If you are interested in purchasing a home in 2026, we will help you, kind of gear you and guide you towards helping to build up a great credit score, so that you can pay less on the loan and your mortgage payment is less as well. And so that is my message for you today. And I wanted to try, because see, look, you can go this way or you can go that way. And I'm loving this new update by YouTube. Thanks for being here. Blessings and peace. Until next time. Talk to you later.